Hello everybody, I am Toast, and today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to make text in Clipmaker 3. To start off, we're going to delete this scene that is automatically put into your project, as we're not going to need it. Instead, we're going to drag in and compensate. I don't know how to pronounce it. We're going to drag in one of these things. And you can rename it text if you want to. I'm rename it text. Makes it a lot easier. Like this one, I'm going to name text 2D. Now inside this compensate, whatever thing is, I'm just going to call it a scene from now on. That's going to be confusing. I'm going to drop in a scene. And now you're going to want to put in a camera, a perspective camera, 3D, not 2D. Even though we're making a 2D text, you're going to want to put the 3D camera. Next, you're going to add in your text and change the font. After you add in your font, you're going to want to go down to scale and open it up and set your scale Z to 0. Also up here where it says text, you can set it to say whatever you want. I'm going to set it to say tutorial. Now here in size, you want to scale your text so it looks to what you want it to be. I'm going to put it down to 13. It's a bit small, and put it down to 14. Now this part is optional. If you want to do it, you don't have to, but I prefer to have my text with a little bit of rotation on the x-axis. That's how you kind of get that like curve look, as you can see. I'm going to put it to about 15, negative 15. Now next up, you're going to actually copy this. You're going to copy your scene and you're going to drag it up. You're going to name this bottom one text 3D. Now it's not actually going to be 3D, it's going to be the extrude effect. You're going to go to this discussion right here. I'm going to have it linked and down in the description. You're going to want to copy their stroke. I almost said sync. And now go down to text 3D and paste it in. And now you want to go to where it says width, and you're going to scale it up, not too much, but not too little. About here is good. Now make it whatever color you want. So like, if you want to be, well, we'll do purple. I don't really use purple that much. You're gonna drag your slider, your color picker slider, and you're going to go down. You're gonna make it a lot darker than what you want, like what the color of the intro is gonna be, but just light enough where you can see it. So like right here is good. Now we're gonna add a radial blur. We're gonna drag that before the stroke. Now the delta, you're gonna want to put this to be around like negative 0.15. But you can set that to be whatever you want. It's going to just change like the strength of your extrude. So if I drag that to be more, it's going to have more of an extrusion. If I drag it to be less, it's going to extrude the wrong way. So about there is good. Actually make it a little bit more powerful. And you also want to drag down the center on the y-axis. You're going to want to drag that down just a little bit. Now you may see some clipping on the sides like over here. You don't have to worry about that. It will get fixed once we edit the text to 2D, but we're not there yet. So next you're going to want to duplicate your stroke. We're going to make it white. And then we're going to lower the width to be about here is fine. Now under text 2D, you're going to click on that, and you're going to want to duplicate this scene. Now on the original scene, you're going to come over to where it says blending mode. You're going to select DEST in. Now from here, on your original scene, you can actually delete the text. We don't need it. And instead, we're going to put a shape. Where is it? Add. So you want to add a rectangle, and you're just going to scale it up. Now we're going to add a gradient overlay. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set this side to be black so I can see which way the gradient is going. After a while, you'll get used to it, but this is easiest. And also, you see this clipping over here? It is easily fixed by going into text 3D and adding a color overlay effect. Make sure you put your white stroke underneath the color overlay and set it to be the color of the original extrude. And now you see that the clipping on the edge is gone. Back to text 2D. Over to where we had our gradient overlay, you're going to want to rotate this to 90 degrees. Or side, and you want to get your gradient to be, you want your gradient to be visible, but not like too strong. Well, not too strong, but you want it to be visible, both colors. And now, because I'm doing a purple intro, my darker side is going to be a blue, like a darker blue, and my lighter side is going to be more of like a pinkish color. Again, not too dark blue, but you want to adjust the gradient until you get a good balance of colors. Like, you know, I want it to be the other way around, so I'm going to make it -90, so the darker color is on top. I think I like this gradient. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate the scene. And I'm going to get rid of the gradient overlay and the shape. Actually, don't delete the shape. Instead, add a new one. Instead, just keep the shape. And scale your X to be really long and your Y to be like 0.3-ish. Like that. Now you want to go over to the scene and you're going to add a wavy effect. Now at this point you can customize this however you want. I don't like to have too much waves, but you can have whatever you want on yours. You think this looks good. The next step is that you're going to go to this opacity setting right here and you're going to drag this down. Not too much, but just a little bit, so around here. And that is pretty much your text. Although if you want to add a little bit more detail, go down to your shape, or copy this text first. You're going to want to copy it. And then you're going to come down here and you're going to delete this shape. And now you're going to paste in your text. And now you're going to go to the next link in the description. You're going to copy this expression. Now you're going to paste that in. You're going to put it underneath the insert shot, or underneath the gradient overlay. First thing you're going to notice is that if you have the value set to too high, like the default settings, you might see some of the letters clipping through the stroke. You just want to adjust this until it doesn't clip over. Some of the letters it will clip over, and like you can't really fix it. But you want to make sure that it isn't too visible, too noticeable. So once you adjust the settings to be how you like, you'll end up with a text that looks something like this. Now you can use this text however you want, and thank you for watching.